All right, good morning, everybody. We're here for a special meeting to discuss timing for field show. Before we do get started, I would like to have a moment of silence for our friend and colleague Ron Jones, who passed away earlier this week. And following the meeting today, if anybody wants to stick around and say some words about Ron and have like a little memory session, I think it's appropriate and everyone's more than welcome to join in. So we'll just take that moment of silence now in honor of Ron Jones. Thank you. Ron was very special to all of us and was a huge part of NCBA, and he will be dearly missed. All right, so I'm going to hand the meeting over to Christy to discuss the item and run the election portion of it and give the discussion part. So Christy, it's all yours.
Hello, everyone. After the January meeting, we've had 2 meetings of our field show committee. As the parade and field vice president, I started a committee with field show folks because being a parade focused person, I needed to hear from those folks what their experience was in order to help progress that caption in our association. And at both meetings, they felt very strongly that due to the pandemic and COVID and rehearsing restrictions and not even knowing what the fall would look like, that we needed to reduce the or change the time limits for this next school year and just this next school year only, as for now. And it's in the chat, but you guys probably weren't here yet. Here, let me repost it. But it's to remove the minimum timing penalty in field show for the fall 2021 season. And it's just that simple. And it's so that folks could do a shorter show and not have the pressure of doing 7 minutes. And because we still obviously can't know what everything's going to look like. And it feels like things are changing fast and slow all at the same time. So this meeting was an opportunity for folks to ask questions or make statements or whatnot, as we usually do when we have major rules. So this was just to support our field show friends. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
Well, yeah, I can speak to it a little bit. That's okay, Christy. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay.
Did you want to say something, Ben?
Yeah, my internet's.
Well, maybe you can type it in the chat. That's what I do with my students when their internet goes wonky.
Yeah, Ben, try turning your video off too.
Yeah, that helps. Jennifer, did you have something to add?
I just have a quick question. I thought that we voted at the June meeting to lower the minimum time to 5 minutes for field show.
We discussed it, but we didn't officially vote.
There wasn't a vote. Okay, so is this taking place of that? Are we getting rid of a complete time frame, like saying there could be a 3-minute field show, or are we just moving it to what the proposal was back in June?
We are saying that there's no minimum for next school year because of it might be too hard to put anything out.
Okay, yeah, because I've been in design meetings with my staff, so we were going for a 5-minute field show just because of the situation that we're all in. So I want to make sure that we're doing it right and not going to get penalized in the fall.
Well, that's what this is for, so you won't get penalized. You can do
for sure.
a 4-minute show. You could do a 2-minute show at this point, because we know that everybody's going to. Something we've discussed as a board and in the field show committee is how every school district seems so different, and every school district's in a different county. So everybody's got all these weird rules and requirements, and we want to make it possible for people to come and do their competitions if they can. And
yeah, no, I agree with this. I think it's a great idea.
Okay. So it's just trying to help as much as we possibly can, because endurance could be even an issue as well if the kids haven't played for a year, and skill level. And it's better to do something
I
short
don't know how to
small,
do this on the
That's what I'm
iPad.
just saying, go down.
rather than long. Joe, did you have something to add?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I am in favor of this. We've been away for more than a year, and something I talked with my student leadership about is we're setting our schedule, and we are not going to rehearse near the normal amounts that we did prior, because going 0 to 100 with nothing in between is not sound for anyone. We're all not used to spending the hours we did. So our plan is to ease in. So getting rid of the minimum makes me not have to stress about that decision from a competitive standpoint. Frankly, the competition doesn't even matter anymore.
Right, because the minimum was 7 minutes, right?
Correct.
And so giving a no minimum helps everybody tremendously, in my opinion. And that's what all the field show folks said. Ben says this allows directors to determine their own priorities and still encourage participation. So, Mario's logging back in. So if nobody has any more discussion or questions, and you feel comfortable voting, you can go to your email that Rachel sent everybody with the Election Buddy vote, and hopefully folks will vote online. Bill, what is our current membership right now? Do you recall? You're muted, hun.
It's 89.
Say that again, Rachel.
It's 89 if you remove duplicates.
Yep.
And what's the percentage that we have to vote to pass a?
25%, so it'd be 22 people.
Okay. So once 22 people vote, we've had a quorum vote. And we can go with those results.
Inside. Go inside.
And sounds like Mario's talking to his dog. I just muted him. And then we'll have Efren email out to the membership if the resolution passes for this school year, once we have results in 3 days. That's what Louise mentioned, I think.
Thanks, Christy.
Joe and Art have their hands up.
No, I forgot to put mine down. Sorry.
Okay, Art, do you have something?
I just want to say I agree. We've always done it for the first show at the beginning of the year. And under these circumstances, it makes all the sense in the world to do it for the season.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think what Joe was saying about kind of ramping up slowly is really important. Is going from 0 to 100 is going to be really hard on most people. And even our students and families have had the luxury of being, no schedule. So having a schedule is going to be weird too. So. All right, folks. And I think if everyone's good with discussion, we can move on to our tribute, so to say, for Ron Jones at this point. I also will say this isn't my area, but Louise established some folks trying to set up a memorial section in our NCBA page. And so unfortunately, we'll add his name to the list. But fortunately, we're able to have a way to honor people. And if people submit tributes or even pictures, then the gentleman in charge of those can make it happen. They need content in order to go forward. They're trying to search some out, but I believe they're still in process of trying to find content. And Ben, you had asked Louise, do you want to start?